Live. Go to YouTube. Should theoretically go live. And I think we're live. Hello, everybody. Dr. Sheep here. I just sent out the signal. I am live with Rondo. Hello.
Hello, can you hear me all right?
I mean, I can. I'm sure they can hear you just fine. You're plenty loud on my end, so.
Okay,
Today,
yeah.
we're going to review the Phantom Menace. He's currently getting his audio set up on his end to start his stream. Go watch him on Twitch. I'm just going to play it on the Bedrock world that I started with Kyle. Just because I'm tired of my own Let's Play. Why are the cows all out and about? What the hell? How goes the setup process there, bud?
I'm just starting up, so just keep talking to your for your channel, and I'll let you know when I'm all good.
All right. So, oh, that's what I was doing. I was in the middle of hunting for bones. Oh, shoot. Okay, back to doing that. It says I have one concurrent viewer, but I'm assuming that's me. Or that person just decided, you know, I don't want to watch this. I don't want to watch a Phantom Menace review. Come here, fish. Just wait for people to show up in the chat. Do.
Hey, Kale, did you ever see a thing that said to join the audio?
Whoop.
To like join the audio for it.
It never gave me an option.
Can you go to like your party thing? You know, like where it says
Well,
to join the audio.
Okay, so go to I'm in the chat. Hold on. This is completely different than it is on literally everywhere else, and so it's like it doesn't show me anywhere to join a mutant party chat, join party. It doesn't say anything about
Say like, do you see like that little bar, like I don't know, the messages like tab?
I see it's completely different on PC, so I have no idea if I'm in it or not.
Figure that out.
Oh boy. See, this is why we don't go live until we figure everything else out. I mean,
It's all right. Well,
I don't know. Nobody's in the chat yet on my end anyway, so so nobody's even watching. I don't know. I don't see. That's not an option anywhere. So okay, I just muted myself. Now, unmute myself. I just ended the call. Fantastic. He'll add me back. Hello. How's everybody doing in the chat? We're just trying to figure this out. Hello? He's offline. Hello? I don't know. What did these... Hello?
hello.
Okay, I mean, we're back in the chat. It's not giving me any messages about needing to join anything.
How
But again, I'm not on Xbox. I'm on the PC, and that could be completely different. So,
Let's see.
I have no idea. I should probably go to a... So, I have no idea if it's working or not. I mean, they can hear you on my end. The problem we're going to run into is... I mean... Well, if I knew somebody was actually watching it, I'd tell them, hey, go check out Rondo's stream so we know if it's working or not.
I have my stream up. I know they can't hear you.
Oh, so you're listening on your thing? That's okay. How do I share? I thought you were just going to do your TV volume thing. Because that always worked.
Yeah, I have you on the TV.
And they can't hear that?
No.
Okay. Alright, well.
It's just like a button that's normally here. See if you can like load up Google quick.
Yeah, give me a minute. I have to actually. Okay, save game. Oh. Okay, so. If we go over here. Windows G. How do I make sure? How do I even Google that? What am I looking up?
I'm not sure how it would work.
Okay, what's it? So how do I know if I'm in a party, can their stream when in an Xbox party? When an Xbox party, how can my friend's stream hear me? I guess? I don't know. I don't know how to answer. Xbox, there's the privacy feature that's on Xbox Party Chat. People in the party have the option to include their audio. Okay, how do you game chat audio in the stream, but in the party there is a box that the others have to tick called share audio with stream. Okay, how okay, that doesn't show.
Oh, here. Might have.
Nope, that mutes me. Make party invite only. Leave party. Mute all. Invite to game. Mute mic. Start a new chat. It doesn't. There's no button to click to allow me to do that. There just isn't a button. Unless it's in my privacy settings, but there was nothing in the privacy settings that said, hey, this isn't going to let you do that. Also, nobody's literally joined the stream, so apparently...
I mean, did you tell them it was going to happen?
I guess I didn't tell them Sunday, but whatever. It's midday Sunday. That's probably part of the problem. Oh, well.
I sent a thing that might help you. I'm not sure.
You sent a thing?
Yeah, on
Snapchat.
Snap.
Open, please. Continue to Chrome, please. Does anyone know how to fix the issue? Why my friends include your audio box won't appear in my friends? See for the party, then just turn on desktop audio. Go to the sound settings while in set party chat to go through headset and speakers. Are you streaming?
Here, see if you can see it now.
What?
See if you can find it.
Yes, I see that now. Include your audio in broadcast. I did it. How did you do that?
You did. Alright, keep doing it. Let me see if it works on the stream.
Hello, hello, hello. Can everybody hear me? Nobody's joining the stream anyways, so... We'll just see what happens. Nobody's, although nobody's even opened the message yet, so that doesn't help. Alright, well, I'm gonna play Minecraft, so... I mean, I as long as it doesn't boot me out of this stupid chat while I'm doing this, we should be good. Hello? Nobody's joining the game anyways, so what's it matter? These stupid fish, I keep going through them faster than I can.
It's weird, you're like a little choppy, but they can hear you.
That doesn't surprise me. This, it's... I blame. Xbox. Okay. Well, nobody's even watched. What the hell is this?
Well, we can start it up. It's alright.
All right.
Alright. So, I was wondering how you wanted to start it. So we're doing Phantom Menace, for those who are wondering.
Yeah.
And we're just going to start doing a ranking of all the Star Wars movies, and we thought we'd just start in order. So, it is The Phantom Menace, and we both watched it recently. So it's not like we haven't seen it in a while.
Yeah. I saw it this morning and then like the other day. So it's pretty fresh. Even though I only kind of like half watched it today, I didn't fully watch it. Like I watched the whole thing, but I wasn't paying attention the entire time. You know, memes on the internet are a little more entertaining sometimes.
Did you want to do the like good of it, the bad, or did you want to just do a breakdown?
So let's talk about where the movie kind of fails in general, and I think that's let's talk about where the movie fails, and where do you think the movie fails? Because I have a very specific spot I know where it fails.
I mean, it fails in a couple spots, but the biggest fail for me right away is right about 11 minutes in. We get a terrible thing by George Lucas here. Do you want to take a guess what it is?
11 minutes in, so okay, so they're on. Okay, so we've ran through the whole thing. We're on the. Are we on Naboo?
We are on Boo at this point.
Okay, we're on Naboo. And is it with R2?
Nope.
I don't know then. I don't. Oh no! Also no. Okay, yeah, we're on the droid. We're on the droid warship.
Past it.
We're past that. Oh,
Just a little past.
freaking Jar Jar.
Exactly. It's the introduction of Jar Binks. And yeah, that's that. 11 minutes in, Jar Jar's introduced to the story. So.
Mike says finally. And you are choppy on my end now too. What the hell?
It's weird.
I mean, you're fine now. You were just choppy there for a second.
But yeah, so that's the big sin for me to start the movie is Jar Binks.
Now, what's your major gripe with Jar Jar?
You know, I get that he was going for kind of a kid-friendly person or character, but I mean, they did that in the original trilogies without having someone as dopey as Jar Jar and someone you can't really understand what he's saying half the time. And it's like people like hated on the actor for it. It has really nothing to do with the actor. This was mostly on George here. The only good thing that's come from Jar Jar is the fan theories thinking that he is a Sith Lord. Those are some entertaining if you ever want to watch those.
I've seen some of those before. They are what's the word I'm looking for here? They're just weird. They're all very valid when you really look at it. Like, oh, damn it. Like
they're entertaining. I like them.
Well, cause like I think one of the ones that was always like kind of weird was like when one of the Jedi or somebody was like failing to do something that was so simple. You see him in the background moving his lips, and so it's like he's using Jedi mind. He's using force powers or whatever. I'm like,
yes.
He also just tends to do that. He is kind of this.
Plus, it was animation too.
Yeah, he's. Well, see, they point out like this is animation. Every single action is intended.
Yeah.
So like plus, they intended for his mouth to move.
Plus another thing is that I think George Lucas used a little too much CGI.
Oh yeah.
And like that's a big thing in Star Wars is how they use technology, and it's like new because in the original trilogies it looked really good, and then they haven't really done it as much in the sequel, but CGI, this is like one of the bigger films that used CGI at the time when it came out in 1999. So I thought that was another thing. that was that they used a little too much of, but
I
just a
thought
little.
they used a lot of CGI for then. For now though, they used, I would say, probably an appropriate amount of CGI.
Oh yeah, for now. Plus, if it had been, I mean, yeah, I think he just used a little too much CGI. We'll talk about more in the other prequel movies, I'm sure, but yeah,
I know exactly what scene I'm thinking of, and it's
yeah,
it's an Attack of the Clones.
yeah.
Oh
Oh,
my
we'll
god.
discuss that for the next one.
Yeah, I just think about when I'm watching your gameplay in Battlefront, and it looks better.
Yeah, yeah, it does. That's what I was gonna say. I was gonna say Theed on this planet, like the Naboo planet, which we see the capital. It looks better in the game than the actual uh movie, but
Hmm.
that's like good 20 years after. So,
So you want to know
but
something? You want to know something? You want to know a fun fact? So you know the waterfalls on Naboo?
yes.
Those are salt.
Not really.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So instead of like, so like a lot of people act, even though they use a lot of CGI, there is a lot of good practical effect, and that's one of the
Yeah.
practical effects they use because obviously simulating that many water droplets again to look realistic was not really possible back then. And so they used salt, which was like a tool of the trade then, and it was salt falling over like a model of Naboo's capital city. Or not
Hmm.
not a model, but it was just salt falling on a black background. And so they
Yeah.
just like paste that in a green screen. And I mean, you don't really see it. They put a lot of work into something you hardly barely see. But hey, props to them, right?
Yeah. Another like minor thing I had that I like noticed watching it this time is that they had a different like droid voice actor compared to the Clone Wars animated series, and I much preferred the Clone Wars one.
Well, those are a
I mean,
lot higher pitched. I've noticed that every time I've watched
yeah,
through. I'm like,
I prefer them though. So
but I
that was just
think,
another minor thing.
but to be fair, uh, the Miranda M says hello to some of my favorite peeps.
Very kind of Miranda M.
Uh, there was, well, I think I don't. I like the higher pitch, but to be fair, I don't know why they didn't just stick with the lower pitch to begin with. Obviously, they went higher pitch to appeal to kids, and the fact that it's just kind of funnier. But like, obviously, if I were making, battle droids, I would have them have a deep voice as well.
Why?
So
Just because it's more droid-like, or what?
because like, if I'm some soldier, I am on the battlefield, and this droid walks up to me, and he's like, "Roger, Roger," I'm gonna burst out laughing, and I'm not gonna be able to take it seriously as it's trying to blow my brains out with its
Yeah.
blaster, right? But it goes Roger, Roger. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm scared now. But I don't know. This is a
True.
little thing we're getting hung up on. Uh, I think so. I think we can all agree the prequels dialogue and probably even some of the original trilogy's dialogue sucks. Actually, all of Star Wars dialogue kind of sucks.
The original trilogy I found tolerable at
Well, it
least.
was mostly improv because that's how Han rolled. That's how Harrison
Yeah,
Ford did
and
things.
they had a I forget what the actual names were, but Lucas had actual writers and people who handled the writing and stuff. Multiple people who had like checks and balances against him to make sure he didn't write it. And in the prequels, he did it all on his own, relatively, where he didn't have any checks and balances, so he got the final decisions and stuff,
Yeah,
which I don't think
oh,
helped
yeah,
the prequels.
I have a fun fact about the about Attack of the Clones, but we'll have to save that for next week.
Sounds good. Another complaint I had is Natalie Portman, the person who plays Padme. I just found her acting to be terrible in this movie. I'm not sure why. She's not a terrible actor. I don't know if
No.
it was just because it was like one of her newer movies, like when she was young. She was only like 18, like when this took place.
How old is she supposed to be, and how old is Anakin supposed to be in this? Because I was like thinking
Padme,
about, I'm like, she's gonna be like 40 by the time they actually have a child.
Padme is 14 in this movie.
And how old is Anakin?
Anakin is supposed to be 10. No, he's supposed to be 9.
Okay,
He's supposed to be 9.
I get that.
And
Okay.
the actual actor is 18. The actual actor's at 10, I mean. So Jake Lloyd was 10 when it was filmed.
Okay, well, I guess for a 10-year-old, his acting is about all I could expect, to be honest.
His acting is better than the second movie of Anakin. That is the worst version of Anakin, no doubt.
I will say, I don't. The one thing about, I think it's part of the problem is it's just George Lucas's dialogue. Like everybody's like,
Yeah.
everybody hates on hating Christensen, but it's like if you had to give that dialogue, you would struggle too.
I'm pretty sure he was supposed to be like a whiny little brat kind of too.
He wasn't too whiny in Phantom Menace.
Well, it's a different actor.
Oh well, right.
But like second one is where he's really whiny.
I don't like
And,
Sam.
yeah.
We're gonna keep griping on episode 2 and just completely forget to review episode 1 because episode 1's so much better.
Yeah, episode 1 has good moments, which we'll get to. Another issue is like a couple times they have Jar Jar tag along on the Tatooine thing for no reason. There's no reason for Jar Jar to go on that.
Other than comedic relief. And also, there's no reason for R2 to go along with them. Like, they kind of justify it, like he had the droid plans, and not the ship schematics, but we never see him show it to him, so it's like, you might as well have just not have there.
Does that though, so I'll give him that.
I don't know. I was kind of like, there was also just like there's whole points where I'm like, why is R2 here? There could have been much better ways to introduce R2 than the way they did it, and I'm just like, they're also like praising him for saving the ship. I'm like, he did his job, and he got lucky and didn't get shot off.
He was the one that survived. I'll give him that. Did you notice how they phrased it? They like phrased it the same way that they did with Rey, that he like bypassed the power converter or something.
Well, that's
like
just
when she does that.
I suppose.
I thought, like, and I didn't know. I forgot what they even went to Tatooine for the first time. I forgot that the ship was damaged.
Really? I remember that. I forgot that R2 pops out on top of the ship because like I had seen the Star Wars prequels long time ago, and I want to say I've seen them before I ever saw the original trilogy.
And I think Phantom Menace was the first Star Wars movie I ever saw.
I think Attack the Clones is the first one I remember, anyways. Besides, obviously, I think Attack of the Clones because I remember the Battle of Geonosis. I remember that distinctly. But one thing I remember when the first time I ever watched Phantom Menace from recent memory, it was Thanksgiving or like Christmas time, and I don't know what channel always did a Star Wars marathon, but they had a Star Wars marathon.
Yeah.
And I watched Phantom Menace for the first time and also recorded it. And I actually was like, why do people hate these movies? I actually kind of liked Phantom Menace. And I thought it was so cool, like, how they introduced R2 when he came out on the ship. And I'm like, so that's what his job is. Okay, that's kind of cool. I had, like, and so, like, I was, like, probably 12 or 10 when that was. And so that was just cool in general. So, like, obviously, there are parts of it that are definitely geared towards kids. And that's, like, something you have to remember with the with the prequels, is that they're geared towards children, not necessarily the actual Star Wars audience at the time.
Yeah, they were. I think he pandered a lot more towards kids in the prequels than he needed to, because I think the original trilogy was liked by kids, and he didn't really have to pander to them as much, or like try to like. I can't really think of a character that was put there just for comic relief like Jar Jar. I can't really think of one.
I know for a fact they added General Grievous to sell toys.
Well, yeah. I'm sure they did a bunch of stuff like that.
But, so where else does the movie fail? So what I was watching it, and I was watching the battle on Naboo with the Gungans, and I thought,
yes,
why don't they fire the balls, whatever the hell they are, when the shield's down? Because they clearly show that low speed projectiles can go through, and those balls are very slow. So I was like,
Yeah.
do you realize how many freaking droid tanks they could have taken out and could have like probably won the battle without the need of blowing up the droid ship if they'd actually started firing before the droids entered the shield?
Yeah.
I was just watching that today. I'm like, what are they doing?
Yeah, another thing that I noticed is like the Republic, their whole thing's to like get back to the Republic and like tell them what happened, but like they're gone for a period of days and the Republic just doesn't do anything, doesn't send up a follow-up, wonder where these people went, why they haven't got a communication about the negotiations or anything. They're just like, yeah, we're just gonna wait and see if we ever get word back from them. So I found that kind of interesting that they just never sent anything to see how the negotiations went. Or they probably could have found out before it would have took the whole pod racing and everything.
Yeah, and literally all they had to have done was say that the Jedi were sent on where there was a secret what the Jedi were doing. There's a secret negotiation. Because obviously, sending Jedi. I don't know why they sent Jedi in the first place. Why didn't they send like an actual diplomat?
Well, yeah, that's one of the big things is that's how the Jedi kind of get in trouble is that they become so involved with politics that they forget their first goal is to like just remain kind of like their own thing and not have any dealings with the Republic at all. But as over time they start going more and more towards the Republic, which is kind of a big issue that we don't really see in any of the movies, but if you like know about beforehand, then you kind of learn about it.
Yeah. And I don't. So I think I. See now I want to get into this gray area because like a lot of people don't like the whole like. What was? God damn it! My brain is fried. Hold on.
You think about it.
When they go and the Senate scenes, nobody likes all the Senate and trade talk.
Oh, like the diplomatic stuff.
Yeah, which I found it interesting. It's exposition and it's an interesting way of giving exposition. Because it's like, why are they? They also don't explain why they decided to tax the Trade Federation. I kind of want to know why. You don't just put a tax on something unless there was a reason why.
Yeah, they're probably greedy, but I mean, I think it's tougher for us since we never really saw the original trilogy right when it came out. So, imagine you had just seen the original trilogy and then you waited 30 years, and then the first movie back just comes up with like diplomatic scenes. I'd be kind of a little disappointed that there is that much compared to the original trilogy. I personally don't have too much of a problem with it. There's a lot less of it than I remember rewatching it, so I didn't have too big of an issue with it. But
neither did I.
sure
And I think back to 12-year-old me. I don't think he cared. Now, to be fair, 12-year-old me was already. We have to remember.
Interesting character.
He was probably already a bit of a. It's just a smaller version of me at this point, to be honest.
Yeah.
So he probably was like, "Oh yes, regulations, taxes. My father complains about taxes, but I don't know anything about them. So please explain more."
Mm-hmm.
So obviously, I'm not the best person to review them talking about taxes because
Yeah,
I enjoy
like,
that.
There's a couple things, but I agree that I think it was a little overblown on how much they didn't like the democracy stuff. And I think one of the strong points of the movie actually is seeing how Palpatine like maneuvers all this, because he's pretty smart in how he maneuvers everything.
Oh
I
yeah.
liked how they showed that.
I was just
He kinda just plays everyone from the start, and I thought that was kind of interesting to see.
Yes, that's something that's something I never really paid attention to when I first watched Phantom Menace, because I kind of forgot, like, oh my god, Palpatine's the bad guy, and
Yeah.
I never really thought about the whole how he manipulated all of this, I just think it's so. And now I think back, I look at it and I laugh because it's like, how did you idiots not figure this out?
Yeah.
Like,
Another thing I like is how their title of the movie, which is Phantom Menace, which you know it's like Palpatine. Some argue that's Plagueis, but I don't really see,
I was about
since
to
we
ask
never.
you, what the hell does Phantom Menace mean? But I would assume. Then I thought, is it Palpatine?
Some people say it's Palpatine, others say it's Plagueis. I would go with Palpatine since he's the one we see and he's kind of the one in control and he does everything.
Yeah, and we don't know
I
anything
mean,
about Plagueis until until the last movie, which
yeah,
I
or
think which I think also debunks the whole idea that people are like, oh, Darth Plagueis is Anakin's technically father.
yeah, that's a whole nother thing that you need like a whole nother video to dive into.
Mike says good stuff. Thanks, Mike. So, all right. So, what else did you have to gripe with the movie? Because I mean, I actually watching it back, I didn't have a lot of gripes other than like the CGI was a little like, ooh. Jar Jar was just
Yeah,
completely unnecessary. The R2 crap was like, why is R2 even here? There could have been other ways to introduce him.
yeah. Another thing that I have is it's another similar to Jar Jar is I don't know why Anakin goes back to Naboo. I don't know.
Well, no, remember, Qui-Gon tells him, and see, I watched this morning. Qui-Gon tells him, "You're gonna stick by me," because Qui-Gon's whole idea was he was going to backhandedly train him.
Well, yes, I know that, and I remember in the movie, but like, you're taking a youngling pretty much where you know there's a Sith Lord's gonna be at,
He didn't know about.
and
Oh yeah, okay, they did know.
how Anakin, I don't know how I get him, he's prodigy and stuff, but how Anakin doesn't just die in that space battle, I, I don't know. He's literally like, oh, spinning's cool, and just
And
spins
pod
around.
racing.
Yeah, exactly. I get he's a prodigy, but I don't know why they brought him there. I get that Qui-Gon was probably going to train him and stuff, but I would have just left him on Coruscant, came back and got him, you know, take him to a war zone.
The Force.
Yeah,
That's how he
I don't know.
survived. The Force. The Force willed him to survive. He's the chosen one. He needed to survive. Or maybe Palpatine. I mean, Palpatine knew about him at that point, so maybe Palpatine manipulated. He manipulated the entire freaking Senate.
Well, yeah, but
So like,
Palpatine did.
what's it to say?
Palpatine knew of Anakin, but he didn't know where it was at yet.
No, he did. Because remember
He,
they showed him Anakin. He met Anakin, didn't he?
well, yeah, but I don't think he knew that that was the guy yet. He maybe had a strong sense, but I don't think until that Anakin had that he destroyed the ship that I think that's what he kind of knew. Oh, this is the guy that Plagueis that we think Plagueis created, and it was him. So that's what I think, but I don't know.
I guess you're probably right, and Lamar's joined us. Dang, I'm late. Well, you can always rewind after this, Lamar, and welcome, Lamar. How you doing? So
Pretty
yeah,
good.
yeah, that's hmm, that is a point. How how the
Um,
hell did he survive that? Truth be
yeah,
told, the droids also, when you watch the battle on Naboo with the
yeah.
Gungans, they suck. Like literally, there was a part I was watching it that they literally should have shot Jar Jar and killed him and the other general. They should have just
Yeah.
shot them right then and there. And yet they were
So
just standing there. And I'm like, what is going on here? They haven't surrendered yet.
one thing that I thought is, I don't know. This is just another gripe on Jar Jar here. I wish, like, I get Lucas wanting to like incorporate these different aliens and show the broader scope of Star Wars, but I wish you would have like picked that other general, maybe someone who's like intelligent to be uh our guide instead of Jar Jar, because I'm like the rest of the Gungans are fine. I can understand the general at least. So that could have been a guy instead of Jar Jar that we could have had maybe doing something.
Hmm.
But yeah,
I think. Okay. Other than, well, okay, let's actually. What is there anything wrong with the plot at all? Because I don't think there is, but I feel like a movie like this, there should be a problem with the plot at some
I
point.
mean, in some spots, it's like a little slower. I complain about that a little bit, but I really like the opening a lot more than I recall. Like the opening half hour or so, it's a lot more action than I remember. But it gets slow in parts. It never gets as slow. I was thinking to some people might think like I personally don't like the Canobite scene in the future movies, so some people might think that that's what like it's the same thing as the Canobite scenes, and I'm thinking, but like if you take out what am I trying to say? The Canobite scenes out of The Last Jedi, nothing changes. But if you take out like some of the scenes in Tatooine, say they never go to Tatooine and they just end up going to Coruscant,
Mm-hmm.
then you don't see Anakin Skywalker. So what
Yeah.
I'm saying is like some of those scenes are actually kind of important, and you actually get stuff out of. Or the Senate scenes, you actually see that the Senate's failing, so that's what pushes Palpatine into power. That's another thing that's pretty big. So
So, I have to. I kind of want to analyze the. Oh, Team Denzir is here. Hi, team. Also something I want to analyze are the trade routes, not the trade routes, but the hyperspace lanes,
yeah,
because So like, I remember one Star Wars reviewer talking about how stars are so far apart that you could really only get there using light speed. Yet they clearly did not jump to light speed in the Phantom Menace, and they made it to Tatooine without really having to go very far. But like, how can Tatooine be in Hutt space, but yet be close enough to Naboo that they don't need light speed? I'm like, how does that work?
are you sure that they didn't use Lightspeed at all?
They said that. I mean, they never show up. Maybe they do, because they do say we don't have enough fuel to make it to Coruscant. But we can make it to Tatooine.
Yeah, I thought that they did use it, but they just didn't have enough to make it to Coruscant. So if
Yeah,
it's like a short trip,
yeah. They
maybe
just
like
never show it. They never make
a
the
section
jump.
over or something.
Yeah,
Oh, that's.
which
But
is
yeah,
which is interesting that Naboo's that close to Hutt space. I was like, oh, this is. I don't
yeah.
remember.
So most of the stuff's pretty small for what I have complaints with overall.
So let's talk. What did we like? What we haven't really griped on too much. What did you really
I
enjoy?
mean, their mistakes are pretty. Coming off the original trilogy, they're pretty
They're bad.
bad. Like Jar Jar alone, literally, Jar Jar is like a letter grade. I'm talking about here.
I don't
He's
even.
that he's that bad of a character.
But to be fair, I kind of just ignore him because it's like when
But
I'm
even if they
watching.
make it pretty hard to ignore him.
I know I know it's, but like I've gotten to the point where I completely ignore him. I don't even like. He's there, but he doesn't even register in my mind that he's a problem.
Yeah, so I was like, I don't know. He still bugs me every time he does it. Like I literally see every scene he's in. I'm like, they could have made this a lot simpler or made it a lot more realistic. Literally, there's a point where Jar Jar takes out like 20 droids by being stupid.
Oh yeah, I saw it.
And I'm like, you could have just made it a lot simpler. You could have just had the two armies battling, but instead you have Jar Jar taking out droids. But yeah,
I will say, because of the way that battle was just so two-sided and how crappy the Gungan like technology is, I think oh no. Sorry, my
I
game
think
is freezing on
that's alright.
Bedrock. So
Well, I
saving
will
quick.
say I do like how they use the Gungans have the force shield and make it look realistic to how they would have like actually tried to create a version by time. I
Oh
like
yeah.
that. But what else? Yeah, just going back, the yeah, another big thing was the Portman acting. I don't know why, but she talks in the most monotone voice.
They all do. Other than
I mean,
Qui-Gon, they all do.
well, I think Qui-Gon he's supposed to be, like kind of a more mellow Jedi.
But
Like
I don't
oh,
think he talks in that much of a monotone.
who Qui-Gon?
Yeah. I thought he was
Yeah,
fine.
I didn't really point him out, but like you said that he was like a guy that doesn't really like change his voice much.
Yeah.
So that was another thing. Just like Portman's acting was really bad when I rewatched it, but
Well,
she's a fine
is
actress.
is it always her when it's the queen talking, but yet there's clearly, the actual Padme behind her in robes, or is it always Natalie talking?
No, they had. Have you ever seen Pirates of the Caribbean?
No, I never really watched.
Okay, well, anyway, they had another famous actress, Keira Knightley, who was the actress that was the queen.
Yeah, I could never. That's something that always got me. It's like, why is the queen so like, hello, I am the queen. I do not like the Trade Federation taxing me. Please get them off my planet. It's like you're supposed to be like, or like even when Natalie goes to plead to the Gungans, she just stares at him. Just doesn't. I don't think
Yeah.
she blinks. She just talks the entire time, and I'm like, what? Move your eyes, something, or
Yeah,
like
another scene
show
is
some
like
emotion.
when they do the angel scene. I hate that.
The what scene?
That when Anakin calls her an angel just outright, the first sentence he says to Padme, ask if she's an angel. I'm like, this guy's a simp right
I I never really minded that much after you pointed out. I was like, honestly, I know you think it's the most cringe. I don't think it's the most cringe. I
now.
de-
It's pretty,
I think this is pod racing that I can't. That literally that makes me want to peel my skin off my body. I can't
pod
handle it.
racing.
That whole theme in the ship, I'm like, yeah, this is a cool battle. And then anytime he opens his mouth or does anything, I'm just like, shut up. I want to watch the space battle. Just shut up. R2, your beeps are more entertaining than his freaking dialogue.
Yeah, spinning's cool.
Space are cool.
That's a neat trick.
I'll try that. I'm just like,
Yeah, that was another
shut
thing.
up.
But yeah,
Yeah.
I personally don't see it having any big plot things like you might see in later movies that we'll talk about.
Yeah. All in all, I would. Yeah. So what was your favorite part? Okay, what do you think of the pod racing? I guess we haven't talked about the pod racing.
Can we bring up one more thing that people might have a gripe against but I didn't really,
Hmm.
is the midichlorians.
Okay, so when I first, okay, I gotta think back to when I was like 12. I was like, oh, midichlorians. So that's what causes the force. Okay, that's cool. Whatever. And then when they said like they're living beings inside of cells. I was kind of like, okay, that doesn't make sense, but all right. I mean, technically, if we look at the evolution of cells, theoretically, was it mitochondria? I think theoretically, there's a part that cells, every part in the cell, so specifically, uh, mitochondria and chloroplast, and actually specifically chloroplast. It was said that those could have been separate living beings, and they could have joined, and so then that was theoretically they joined together. And wow, I lost like all my viewers. Team said tomorrow I'm gonna make King May chug 2 liters of water. That's horrible. Also, I literally lost all my viewers. Did my stream go down?
I'm sure it's still up. You probably just lost some Wi-Fi. But yeah, for
Hmm.
the midichlorians, I get a lot of people had a gripe with it, kind of like as it being over-explaining. But I don't know. I think it kind of kind of makes sense. It kind of just gives a reason why some of the Force users are more capable than others, and it kind of gives an explanation. Like, it's pretty much just saying someone's more naturally talented. Like, it's like an athlete, I feel like, where you
Mhm.
just have the genetics kind of, and you're more adept at something. Or any person, like someone who's really smart, and you have a better IQ than someone else. That doesn't mean like you're gonna beat him and everything, because we'll take Maul for example. He's clearly more powerful than Obi-Wan at this point, and he ends up losing the battle because he's overconfident and he doesn't go to his strengths. So I think that the midichlorians work like that, where it kind of gives an example of who's has the more potential, at least, for force energy.
Mhm.
You agree with that?
Yeah, I never really had a gripe with it. I was just kind of like, even before I knew all the stuff about cells, like, I never had a problem with it. I was just like, okay, it's Star Wars. It's a freaking movie, all right? You know,
Mm-hmm.
when I say midichlorians what causes the Force, so be it. I got no problem with it. It's a freaking movie. The haters can shoot me down in the comments later, but it's a freaking movie. Jesus Christ. You gotta give it a reason other than just like it's an energy field. Thanks, but what else?
Mm-hmm.
And I think midichlorians, even though it maybe wasn't the best explanation, I think is very creative, and I think it plays to the fact that George Lucas is just a creative person.
Yeah, I you try and expand on his creation, that's for sure.
Yeah,
But
I
we can
think
start with your pod racing now, if you'd like.
the pod racing is. I enjoyed it. I think it's very good. It adds some action to the midpoint of the movie and leads you up to, well, actually, not the climax, but it's a good midpoint in the movie. It just kind of feels like though it would be almost be the end after he gets freed and stuff, but then you kind of remember, oh yeah, we have this problem with the queen, so it's a little distracting from the main plot, but otherwise it's fine. My major gripe is, what the hell? They make it seem like Anakin's pod pod is way faster than literally everybody else.
Yeah, and it has to be because he gets that late start.
Yeah. And so like the part like in the third lap where he takes out where that piece of equipment, it looks like a, in my opinion, kind of looks like a capacitor.
Talking about like
The
the what?
the piece of hardware that kind of looks like a giant capacitor that flies off his engine and like and the whole
Oh
engine
yeah, yeah,
catches
where he has
fire.
to like grab it and get it back on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why? Okay, so we clearly see his pod is able to catch up to whatever the hell the guy's name was. It can,
Uh, I forget his name, but yeah, I know who you're talking about. The Doug
yeah, and could easily surpass
or
him.
Doug.
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 We'll
Yeah,
call him
sorry,
Doug. Could easily
Doug.
surpass him. Yet we see Anakin literally just like right up next to him and just is like, "Sup, bro?" Like, I'm like, what is this? Like, keep going. And it leads to the whole part where the pods get like stuck together. I'm like,
Yeah.
your pod is the fastest thing in the freaking planet. Just go past him and win the
Yeah.
race. Why? So I'm like, and Anakin's clearly a smart enough driver to do that. So I was just like, that was clearly a plot thing. I was like,
Yeah. You keep going. Keep going.
they had to show that that like Anakin's like this amazing driver, but in doing that, they failed and showed that his pod is actually super freaking fast, and that he doesn't even need to be that good of a driver because he can just win with the pod because it's just literally probably an order of magnitude faster than everything on the track.
Yeah. For me, see, I didn't really, I didn't take the pod racing thing too seriously. I just kind of see it as the midpoint of the story. So I wasn't too big into griping. I kind of just took it as a way for them to show that Anakin is more talented than all of his opposition thanks to the midichlorians. This is where I think they should have left it at. Like, this I think this is a better representation of his skills at this age, is him winning a pod race rather than going out in an all-out war and killing everyone. And like the scene with the ships where he blows everyone up. I like this better, kind of showing his ability that he's faster. I know that you're probably right that the doesn't make sense that he was going that fast, but I kind of took it more as his skills just really good. And I also like the little Easter eggs that we kind of see in the new edits of the movie, which you see Aurora Singh, who's a bounty hunter at the very start of it.
Oh yeah.
I enjoyed seeing the Tusken Raiders now that we've seen the Mandalorian episodes with them. I enjoyed seeing them like shoot at the racers. That was kind of, I like that more now. So I didn't really have too big of a gripe with it because I don't know, I didn't take it too seriously.
Well, I wasn't taking it seriously. I was just kind of like, it's not like if you're just watching the movie and not analyzing it, you're not gonna really think twice about it. But when you're analyzing it, it clearly sticks out. And the next stream I would think is Tuesday, maybe Thursday. Don't quote me. I just, oh shit. Oh, you did. I won. Cool. Okay. All right. Sorry. Yeah, I think like if you're watching it just to watch it, and you're not taking the whole thing too serious. If you're not analyzing it, it's no big deal. The pod race and that his pod is significantly faster. But and obviously is that's again that's like you can tell me like, oh, it's a movie, so why the hell does it matter? Well, if you want to show somebody has skill, don't make their pod faster than everybody else's. You know.
We also don't really know where the pod came from, because one thing I picked up I normally don't pick up is that Qui-Gon got that pod for him. We don't really know how.
Well, I don't know. I thought Anakin was building on that thing. The kids literally say, "You've been working on this thing for years. It will never run."
I think when you hear, I think Qui-Gon did something, because you literally hear what's the slave owner's name? I'm blanking on it.
The what?
The slave owner's name of Anakin.
Oh, I can't think of his name either now.
It's whatever, but he's literally at one point, he's like, Qui-Gon's like, yeah, I got this thing for Anakin, and then this guy, the slave owner's like, well, I hope you didn't kill any of my friends for it, and then Qui-Gon doesn't really comment and just like turns his head. Now, I don't think Qui-Gon killed anyone for like, I don't know if it was a part or the pod, but I think he probably used his little force suggestion thing that he tried to use on the slave owner earlier. That didn't work because he was, I forget what the race is, but you know.
Oh, it wasn't the pod. I remember that now. I don't think it was the pod though.
What was it then?
I don't remember. I think it was money or something. I'd have to rewatch it.
You might have got him like parts or something, because I find it hard to believe that Anakin just now has the ability to get his pod ready for it. Like,
yeah.
After all these years. So maybe he helped him that way. I just thought it was a pod, but I could have misheard.
Or actually, I just realized Team asked about the next FS stream. Actually, I have no idea when I'm streaming FS next. Sorry. I thought you said the next stream. I have no idea when the next Farming Sim stream is. But I don't know. I thought, was it a part? I don't remember what it was.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Anyway, moving on. So that's what I kind of thought of the pod racing scene.
Yeah. All in all, I honestly, I want to like it, but now the more I think about it, it's just kind of distracting from the main plot. But
yeah. So, what are some things you thought were good about the movie?
Well, the virgin birth of Anakin, I actually kind of laughed at. I was like, what if his mom's just a hoe? But then I remembered the Jedi can clearly sense if she's lying. So I was like, okay, I guess that they just kind of... I just kind of glanced over the fact that she could just be a hoe. But obviously she can't lie to a Jedi, so... Unless she's a Sith Lord. New theory. She's
Yeah,
a Sith
exactly.
Lord.
Right.
I don't know. Go on.
Yeah, I think it's some positives you have.
Good parts about the movie. I say it's good, and then I can't name a good part that I
Yeah.
like. Okay, I think the whole opening scene on the droid ship, I think that's pretty good.
Hmm.
I think that's a great way. I think that was probably one of the best parts of the movie is that whole opening bit on the droid ship. I don't like how the entire droid fleet are those capital ships
Yeah.
because then I'm just like at the very end when they take it out, I thought like, wait, but there's other capital ships. I wish they had shown the actual droid warships that you see
Yeah.
in episode 3. I wish
Hmm.
those had been there instead of the only capital ships, but maybe the Trade Federation doesn't have those. I don't know. And those are the other giant corporation.
Hmm. I don't understand what you said. What
Yes.
else?
Um I thought, I would say so like if we're going off the original series, I would say I enjoyed seeing the extra even though there weren't a lot of space battles, I enjoyed being able to see the space battles and the lightsaber fights are more fast paced even though we didn't get to see a lot of them. They were much more fast paced and just how much faster and cleaner the fights are and how much more interesting the fights are compared
Hmm.
to the original trilogy.
Yeah. So I definitely think I'll probably start out with my favorite part, which was the Darth Maul lightsaber fight with Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan. It's fantastic. I love
Oh
the Duel of the
yeah,
Fates.
they do.
That is
Yeah.
probably my favorite lightsaber fight of the live action and movies for sure, because I think it's done great. I love the name of the Darth Maul actor's Park something, Jim Park maybe, some Park. But anyway, he does all the stunts on his own, and I think that's pretty great. Ewan McGregor, who's Obi-Wan, also does his own lightsaber stuff. I'm not sure about Liam Neeson, but I think that was done really well. I like all the acting choices that they did for the movie. Like all the actors are well picked and they're really good actors overall. So I like that too. Let's see. Overall, it's like the plot's not that bad. I like that this is their first movie since like the original trilogy. I like how they didn't have like a Death Star theme or something that was just gonna blow up the world. They kind of have to like build, and it's not just it's just one planet that's being affected, so it's kind of a smaller scale. It's not like the whole world's ending right here. So I like that.
Yeah.
Um, I like how they kind of do some stuff that doesn't really affect this movie, but in like later movies, you'll see building up. So like we see Palpatine like manipulating people with that no confidence vote in Valorum. So stuff like that. I like how they build up. Did you have to say something?
Oh, I was just thinking about that Darth Maul scene when he plays Duel of the Fates
Hmm.
and opening up the door. I think that's pretty good. Geez, I'm thinking of more gripes, but it's so easy to pick apart a movie and then it's hard to rejoice. So I need to focus on the more of the positives of the movie. I do really like that when they open up the door and he's just and the Duel of the Fates starts playing, which is probably one of the better songs. And
For me, it's probably the best one.
yeah, and that's a new one too.
Yeah.
And also your point about the words. Uh, Lamar says he agrees with you on the Duel of the Fates.
Oh, thank you.
He I think something the prequels do well is that there isn't a Death Star. There isn't this thing that's like we have to destroy this thing. They kind of did that in the Phantom Menace with the capital ship, but they didn't need to blow up the capital ship to win.
Yeah.
they took control of the Viceroy, and that's really all they needed. And obviously, the droids were going to show up. But once they had captured the Viceroy, they probably could have, like, got him off the planet in that way, and then made it back to Coruscant, and then obviously would have shown, like, hey, this guy tried to take over Naboo, and then problem solved.
Yeah, and I didn't really have a problem with them. I didn't have the problem with blowing up the capital ship. I have more of an issue like with the actual design of the Death Star weapon and like the recent weapons that have been like the whole world's gonna end or this could literally take out a planet. I don't have an issue with like the capital ship blowing up. It's more like what the weapon does, and in this
Mm.
case, the capital ship doesn't really do anything.
Yeah,
But
how do you build these super weapons all the time? Like what? And
yeah,
so like
so I like that.
the entire that entire that this entire prequel is in that regards, because there isn't anything like that. There's just it's like, hey, and it's much. The prequels are much like, other than the Phantom Menace, they all end kind of dark.
Yeah.
Like, despite what people say about Attack of the Clones, now I think about it, it ends kind of dark. Like, you just plunged the galaxy into war.
Yeah, you have Yoda who's gonna say, "No, we didn't win. This is the start of something bad." Oh, another point I want to bring up is I've been hearing for the Mandalorian is how no one really knows about the Jedi and they think that they're myths. One thing that Lucas did good is that like they don't really believe it's a Sith right away for Darth Maul.
Oh yeah,
And
they say Jedi tactics.
yeah, they just say this is a warrior, and they don't really think it's the Sith at the start. But he says that they've been gone for a millennia, so it's more believable that they'd be skeptical that this is a Sith if they've been gone for a millennia rather than a period of like 30
Hmm.
years for like not believing in Jedi.
Yeah, you're right there. Yeah, they do words. They do help paint that picture of the Jedi being, not the Jedi, the Sith being like long gone, long forgotten.
Yeah.
I wanna hate the Republic and their whole, and even the New Republic. This whole decision to demilitarize, and actually, if we look at it in real world politics, it's a real thing that's happening. Like Europe, they can't demilitarize as much as they want to, but Scandinavian countries or
Hmm.
Japan, they don't have a military. I mean, Japan does now. They didn't always, but they in these modern countries they've demilitarized, and I think that's something great. Despite people don't realize it, but there's a lot of actual realism when it comes to these policies and how the war tactics and how everything kind of interacts. It's something people don't really notice as much as, say, someone like me notices. Like, this is actually kind of realistic in how these events would play out.
Hmm.
And the Republic being stupid and demilitarizing, well, that's what happens when you're a developed country. We'll say the Republic is we're a developed galaxy, or this is a developed section of the galaxy.
Hmm.
Julie Varquez says hi. Hi. Yeah, I really do. I don't think people really notice it, but I think the the prequels Senate scenes, even though they're boring, I applaud them on how actually realistic it kind of is. Other than the fact that you could literally order for the emperor to be revoted in, not the emperor, the chancellor. They literally. Palpatine's just like, yeah, we need to pick a new chancellor, and everybody's just like, okay, yeah, sure. It's like, what? Doesn't he have a
Yeah,
term
no, it's
limit?
just like one person who said voted no confidence.
Yeah, and they're just, it doesn't get pushed to committee. They're just like, okay, yeah. That's where you might think like Palpatine actually manipulated it, and any
Yeah.
smart person would be like, wait, he still has like 5 years on his term or something stupid.
Hmm.
Like, what? How can we just justify like, oh yeah, that's this. Like, what? No, that doesn't make any sense.
Hmm.
How can you just like immediately vote in a new chancellor, and like he's like the pity vote? I'm like, I really do think Palpatine had to manipulate that election a lot, because I'm like, no way, just the pity vote alone would get you into office. Like, I'm
Probably
sorry,
did.
huh?
Yeah, I think he did.
Cause like no way. I think what's his face from Alderaan was the superior pick. I mean, knowing he was the emperor or not, I think was a better pick. I mean, Alderaan is a much more populous
I think.
system than Tatooine, so it would make more sense for him to be chancellor.
Yeah, one thing I actually caught is I'm not even sure if Bail Organa was the guy.
It wasn't.
He wasn't just the what it was the Antilles guy that was running from Alderaan. So
Yeah.
I thought that was interesting that Bale's not in it. I
Well,
didn't
I mean,
realize
he
that.
would be very, very young. I mean, he's pretty young in Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah, I feel like he's like mid-30s probably.
He would have been like
But
25. I don't think you'd be I don't think you can. He'd be a very young senator. He'd be like Padme senator, and nobody
well,
listens to freaking Padme ever. So
Padme is like 14.
yeah, and nobody listens to her. So
Who would?
he wouldn't be able to run for chancellor anyways. Can you imagine having like a 20-year-old chancellor? It ain't gonna happen. He wouldn't have won.
Mm-hmm.
So
So
Antilles makes more sense.
do you want to give your final? What do you want to grade these by? Do you want to grade these by like a number scale out of 10? Would that make it easier, or do you
No,
want
letter grades are much easier.
letter grades? All right.
So
Then give a letter grade and your final thoughts on it, kinda.
I'm looking at my other ones and what I want to put those as. I think I have it. Because I see it in my ranking over here on my right hand side. I'm trying to see,
Hmm.
and I'm looking like, okay, so that's where that is. And maybe I'm up playing. Maybe I'm up playing episode 6 too much. I don't want to give episode 6 a B plus. But
Just give it whatever grade you want, and we can always like change it for now. So
I'm going to
like what
give.
once we go through something, so it's higher or lower.
I'm going to give it a B, B minus.
It's fair.
Mi-
And what do you gotta say about it that it earned that grade for what final thoughts and reasons why it earned that?
I think it earns a B. Okay, so if we go, okay, so why is it not an A? Obviously, you're comparing it to the original trilogy, and if we have to, and we're comparing it to the original trilogy alone, which are all A's. All right, and
Hmm.
so why doesn't it get the A? Well, obviously we hate Jar Jar. I am actually getting really hung up on the whole uh pod race and his pod being freaking faster bullshit. Whatever. I gotta get off that. Otherwise, it's gonna literally watch me. Okay, things like I gave it a lot of gripes, which is why
Yeah.
it's just like a movie with that many gripes should not be number one. But I'm also a professional when it comes to complaining, so I have
So
to be careful when I do that. But I
so
think
BB minus, right? That's what you're saying.
B, B minus. It's a pretty strong B, but I would have to when I rewatch Rogue One, obviously, that'll help me redecide there,
Okay.
and Solo. So Solo we'll watch before Rogue One, anyways. So
Yes, we will.
where do
All
you?
right. So I'm gonna go on the B minus to C plus category,
Okay.
and a lot of the same reasons as you. The dialogue, the Jar Jar Binks being included,
Hmm.
some of the plots where they have Jar Jar and Anakin along, and some spots are a little slower and not needed as much, but I don't think it ever gets as bad as some later movies, which we'll discuss. But all around, I think I think it's an all right movie. It's not unwatchable by any means, and it's
No.
not like bad. I think it tries to be Star Wars. I think you just put a little too much effort on trying to be kid friendly and stuff. But there's good action scenes. Has the best lightsaber scene in all of Star Wars, arguably, and in my opinion, it is the best lightsaber scene. And yeah, I think a lot of people are starting to like it more over time as well. So, and the actors they have are great. So I'm gonna give it a B minus to C plus.
Yeah. Oh, the water bottle just showed up. I know. a kid named Anakin. Really? So, where do you also? So I guess now, where also we know where we rank it on on a C plus C minus range, whatever on a grade letter grade. Where do you place it in the entire Star Wars saga? Where do you place it? What is your placing?
Oh, you'll know after we give all the rankings. I'm saving mine until the whole way through.
So you're saving yours.
Yeah, I'm gonna save. After you watch all the videos, you'll know which one was my top and which one was my bottom.
So like when we get to episode 9, you're gonna be like, okay, so here's them all in order.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why I was wondering if you wanted to do like a number scale, so it's a little easier to separate it.
No, letter like I already have them pretty much laid out how I'm probably gonna continue to place them. There's very little.
If they're close, you can just say a letter grade with some extra credit.
Yeah.
If they're close to give one thing, it's the edge. But yeah, so we can do that at the end where we discuss what we think is the overall top. But for now, for the first movie review, it will be on top, the Phantom Menace. So
I suppose.
It could be more than one, honestly, based on the order we're going, which is chronological.
Yeah.
So we'll have to let you know when we do our next one of those. But I think it was a good review of it.
Yeah. When do you want to do the next one? I guess while we still have an audience here.
We'll have to see, but we can both let our channels know. But I'll probably have my stream now, honestly.
Yeah. Guys, chat. Do you want me to keep going? We can play Minecraft. We can chit chat. We can also talk Star Wars. We can also talk. I mean, Rondo. The next stream. I mean, we can do next Sunday if we want. It would be like Sunday night because after I get off work.
Yeah, we can discuss and see when it works best for everyone.
Yeah. Also, the ARC stream. Freaking AK did not respond.
He is a busy man.
Doing what?
I don't know. I think he's like doing like more. I think he's working. So. All right, my game just finished up, so I will head out. I'll let you talk to your viewers.
Alrighty.
Thank you everyone for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel as well as Dr. Sheep's channel, which is in my featured. Thank you everyone for watching.
Yep, make sure you guys check out Rondo.
Yeah, have a good rest of your stream, Dr. Sheep. Thank you for joining.
Alright, see ya. Bye. ARC is Witcher 3 but less action. Change my mind. I've never played Witcher 3, so I have no idea. That's a kind of problem there, bud. Oh, alright. He's actually left the chat now. So, guys, do you want me to keep going or do you want me to stop? I can do either one. We can play Minecraft for another 45 minutes, or we can quit. Let me know in the chat. Otherwise, I'm going to continue to play Minecraft. So, let's dictate what's going on here, shall we, in the background. I was basically trying to get this stupid tree to grow, and you've been watching me trying to get it to grow for the longest time. Finally get it to grow, and wow, that's like perfect. I like that. I don't know why I selected that, so. What do you guys think? Nothing? Nothing from the chat? Hello? Chat? We okay? Are we dead? Do we not care? Or are you guys that far behind? We'll see. Oh, Lamar. Very good review. I tried to listen and not type much, lol. Hey, I don't blame you. I mean, that's one of the things I was like a little curious about this stream. I was like, how do I want to do this? And actually, since I still have somewhat of an audience, we want to do... Oh, the water bottle commented. Is this Bedrock or what is this? This is Bedrock, yeah. I want to... So this summer, so you got... Lamar, you commented you wanted the podcast to be shorter. And so Phil and I were discussing Sunday on the podcast. So if you don't want to watch the podcast, you can just listen here. But the idea for the plan for the podcast is, and why does the stream keep doing this? We just jumped down to one viewer, or else everybody else left. Whatever. um. Anyways, we were trying to figure out whether or not, like, so you wanted the podcast to be shorter, and then I thought, well, what if we live stream the podcast? Because that would be cool. I think, do the first half, whatever. I think that would be fun. And then we read the comments. You guys can chat. You guys would be in the chat along with it. I think that'd be a really fun time. However, I don't know. What do you guys think? We obviously won't be doing it until this summer, because then Phil and I are graduating and have our own jobs. And so basically streaming on Friday nights will be quite easily. Phil won't be able to do every Friday night, or like even every other Friday night, but I will be able to stream every Friday night, and I'm sure I can get Will, and if I can't get Will, I'm sure I can get Kyle. Somebody will be able to stream with me every Friday night. Somebody on the podcast. So let me know if you want the podcast to be live streamed. I've got nothing against it, and yeah. Anyways, I still haven't heard if you guys want me to continue live streaming, so I'm going to continue to play Minecraft. Yeah, I was playing on the Let's Play world today, and I really, really could not stand. I was playing on the Let's Play world today. I record Monday's Let's Play, and Monday's Let's Play is not good, guys. It's not good at all. I just was not into it. I didn't want to go end busting, but I knew it had to be done. It's not a fun task. It's an entertaining task, except when you're like low on energy because you don't want to be there. It wasn't as good as some of my other Let's Plays. I would argue watching me talk for an hour and a half, but talk for 48 minutes and place dirt blocks on that path was more entertaining than Monday's Let's Play. But I don't know. You guys will have to let me know tomorrow when it goes out at 11. Yeah. How are you guys doing? We can actually chat now. Oh, I'm getting some texts. See what they have to say here as soon as I fill this edge up. And it's raining. We are in the jungle, so maybe Kyle will join? I don't think Kyle will join. Yeah. Yes, I finally got my freaking order confirmation from William Osmond's channel. I bought one of his t-shirts. The Waterball asked, what is end busting? So in the end, there is now the end city dungeons. So when end busting, you go around trying to find these end cities. And there are end cities that have the end city ships. And on the ships, there are the... Oh, what's the word? The elytras. And obviously within each end city, there are the shulkers, which you need for shulker shells to get shulker boxes. And the shulker boxes are just portable chests. And those are very useful. But the elytra is the real thing you want to get. And so end busting is you go around to these cities, these dungeons, I guess they're more like, and take out all the shulkers and get all the loot. Because there's really good diamond loot in these things. Like, I got some mending chest plates. So, that is an end city. The Waterball says, we didn't get a chance to explore the end during our live stream, so I don't know anything about the new end. Well, we can do that right now. Save and quit. Whatever, I don't know what world this is. About to find out. Oh, I know what this is. Okay, save and quit. Not this one. I don't know, I don't care. So many random worlds, I have no idea what's what. So, bear with me here. Nope, this is another random survival world. I play a lot of survival when it comes to Bedrock. Ah! This is the world. I wanted. Where is the end portal? Is it in this village? I don't remember. Well, even if it's not, we can look that up. You guys want me to do this? I mean, it's just the water bottle's fine with me doing it, so we'll go to the end and do some teach. No, I don't want end portals. There we go. End portal frames. Let's go set the end portal frame up. 1, 2, 3, 4. And actually, Phil expressed interest in wanting to get Minecraft Java for his computer. And so I can do a whole stream of me teaching him how to do this. So yeah, I did go to the end in this world. So that's what I was remembering. Okay, yeah. So obviously the end dragon fight's the same as always, except we can spawn her back in. There's the end crystal. You can craft end crystals by using gas tiers and such. Oh, we'll quickly fight the ender dragon here. I think it's 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. Yep, and she respawns back in. Oh yeah, this is, I think, no, this is, I didn't practice on this one. The water ball. Fill on Skyblock. Yeah. I think we can get him to do Skyblock as well. And so you see this whole end transformation here. To get her to spawn back in. And there you go. She's back. Now it's going to be a matter of, can I defeat the Ender Dragon? That is the question. Oh God, Rona. Okay, nope. You know what? Oh, alright. I can't fly. Hold on. Let's do something cool. That's cool. Use the stones to destroy the stones. Actually, something I want to do is... Can I kill the Ender Dragon with the end crystals? Because they cause massive explosions. Like, massive. Waterball's like, I hope you can beat it in creative. I can beat it in creative. Holy crap. Okay, that's pretty cool. You just can't, like, place them fast enough to really kill her fast enough. Oh, God. No. Oh, where's my bow? I got rid of the bow in exchange for obsidian? What is wrong with me? Fun fact, the Ender Dragon can't take magic damage, and so tipped arrows, which I don't know if I showed, these tipped arrows, so like the instant health and that kind of stuff, it does not work on her. So only enchantments work to kill her, obviously, because everybody has enchantments when they go to the end, so... She's much more glitched on Bedrock. She tends to come back to the center a lot more. Which is interesting. Can I make that shot? Nope. She's also a lot more glitchy, it looks like. Come on, come back to the end. Flies around. Gets bored. Come on, kill the dragon. Well, okay, once I kill the dragon, you'll see those things spawn over there. These things. What? Oh, oh no, here we go. Oh. Actually, when I was, you used to be able to end a pearl into her, and that would kill her. Oh, okay, now we're in the center. Oh wow, it destroys your way back home. That's a little. I don't remember that. Where'd she go? There she is. Wow, that was a pretty good shot. Ah, missed. So how are you guys doing this Sunday afternoon? The other person watching us, not the water bottle. And you can get these end crystals in survival, water bottle. These are, you just craft them using glass, gas tiers. And she drops a significant less amount of XP. Like, she drops barely any XP. Okay, I guess that's... Never mind, she still drops a lot of XP, it looks like. What? I didn't mean to go home. Oh, no. Oh, there it is. Okay, yeah, it's the spawn village. I was like, I don't remember where that village was. So yeah, if we go back through the end portal here. Yep, another one of these should have spawned. So if we go through it with the ender pearl, you have these. The end city dungeons. Yeah, I saw a dream do that. And this is a shulker. And so, I can't show it. Actually. / game. Mode. And so they fire these projectiles that make you levitate. / game. Mode. Creative. Oh god, I can't. Okay, yeah. And then so you go, you kill them. Now when they're in this, okay, in this state you can kill them easily, but when they box back up you can't. And that was the shulker cell you just saw. And those allow you to make shulker boxes. And this is broken. They shouldn't be spawning in here, but this is bedrock, so nothing surprises me anymore. Okay, this is really broken. Hold on. And they drop the chorus fruit. And if you eat the chorus fruit, you teleport randomly. Not too terribly useful. And this one doesn't have an end ship, so this is useless. In my opinion, this is kind of useless. Let's go look and see if we've got some... There's a bunch of end cities around me. Let's go take a look at this one. Actually, I have my elytra on. So we can get around faster. Yep, more... Just a worthless end city. You're looking for a ship. And I don't see one. So we'll just fly to the next one. This looks like a big... Yep, there we go. That is an end city ship right there. Oh, there's another one over there. Yep, and you get these really, really big end cities. And there are shulkers everywhere inside of here. And these shulkers don't respawn. Yeah, so... One little stipulation. because they don't respawn. So then if you get onto the ship, which you'll probably use the Ender Pearl, there's always instant health potions in here. And down in here, you have, well, there's a shulker right here. Not a shulker box. Just gotta kill them. When they're boxed up and you can't see their face, they're really hard to kill. And so yeah, you get something like this. You don't always get a curse on there. But like the curse of binding is once you can't take it off until you die. So once you die, it then like falls off your person, obviously. But like once you put that on, it does not come off. Now obviously, in this case, that's not a half bad chest plate to put on, but you can't really fix it with the mending, so that's kind of irritating. There's beetroot seeds. Useless. But yeah, this is the kind of loot you can get. Really, really good loot. These things are kind of overpowered. Oh, and then the dragon head. So yeah, if we go to the actual end city here and get to this main room, there are a lot of shulkers. Like a lot. Look at them all. And you'll see on Monday's episode me trying to take not one of these big ones out because mine doesn't have an end ship and I didn't want to fly. I didn't want to have to walk around forever to go find one. Obviously, you saw me find one pretty quick during the live stream, but I was also flying around with the elytra. You can imagine doing that in survival without an elytra. It takes a lot longer. So you have to do this parkour ladder thing to get up there. It's not the easiest thing in the world. Which one of these has the good loot in it? Is it this one? No. One of these houses has really good loot in it. Oh, it's this top one. That's what it is. This top one has pretty good loot in it as well. The water bottle. Endstone is like unlimited now. Yeah, pretty much. The end is essentially infinite. Yeah. And yep, fire protection helmet. And actually, we aren't. So we're not in like another dimension. This is still in the end, technically. You are just 1,000 blocks away. I guess you saw up in the top left-hand corner. We are 1,000 blocks away from the center island. So if we fly back, to the island and go back through those end portals, I can show you that. Yep, there it is. Wish I had flight duration 3. This would be a lot faster. Oh, God. Yeah, you can just miss that and fly right past it. Let's go through it, shall we? Yep, and now you're back. So you're back at the origin. So it's a long ways. It takes you a long ways. So yeah. Anyways, that's the end. Any more questions, Water Bottle? And any more questions from the group? I mean, obviously there's only like 2 people watching, so I don't really expect much. There's XP literally everywhere for the end dragon fight. Anything else? Otherwise, I think I'm going to end it. I'll talk with Rondo, obviously, about when we want to do the next one. I think Sunday nights are a good time to do it. But obviously, maybe he has a better idea. Oh, Wolf, did I miss the stream? Yes, Wolf, you did miss the stream. This is the tail end of the stream. So you have any questions left, leave them now. Otherwise, I am done. What the? Oh, that's right. I'm flying. Yeah. Anything else? Wolf, how you doing? You can rewind the stream and watch it, I guess. But I guess, actually, you'll have to wait a few hours for it to process. So I guess if I leave the stream now, you'd be able to go back and see it. Yes, the stream will be posted. It'll just take a few hours. It'll just take a few hours for it to do it. The review is about an hour 10, I would say. the first bit of it's just us trying to figure out the whole Xbox Live thing on PC and how to get my audio to share with his for the stream. Obviously, EB Rondo will post it on YouTube a little while later. You can always go watch it on Twitch. We also the Mandalorian. Great, thanks. Yep. All right, guys, I'm gonna go. Even though I have like more viewers now than I did earlier in the stream. Anyways, I would like to thank you all for watching. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. The next live stream, I'm gonna aim for Tuesday. I'm gonna talk with the water bottle, see if he wants to stream Skyblock. Otherwise, good night and bye. The stream will be up later. Okay, I'm ending it.